After the match was over between Barcelona and Tottenham, Joan Laporta was shouting to the mariachis and he said, "Viva Mexico." And at that time, when Joan Laporta said that, many of us were like, okay, does that mean that we're going to be signing a brand new Mexican player? Or does that mean that Rafa Marquez is going to be the assistant coach for FC Barcelona under Xavi Hernandez? Like, what is this all about? And then about 30 to 40 minutes later, we found out that Barcelona have locked a deal with Mountain Nazca. And this is a private equity fund manager, and they bought 49% of Barca Studios. This was a deal that Barcelona and the socios agreed on last year. They believed that it was the right thing to do to sell 49% of Barca Studios. They could have sold this 49% last year because they sold the other half last year and they were going to sell it completely, but they did not do that. Barcelona believed that the other 49% can just stay with them in the meantime and then maybe execute it in the following summer, which led towards this summer. And now we have locked down the deal, and now Barcelona will be injected 180 million euros because of them again selling 49% of Barca Studios. So you can just see that Joan Laporta was just so happy to hear that this private equity fund from Mexico was able to inject this type of cash based off what they have sold. And this means a multitude of things. Like, for example, Barcelona are going to be able to register all of their pending players. La Liga has also said that they have approved this operation, right? Barcelona were not going to announce this without knowing that La Liga were completely okay with it, but La Liga have given it the green light, and now Barcelona are free to welcome their brand new signings and maybe potentially other several brand new signings. So it's very exciting. Now, just to give you guys some context, the previous agreement that Barcelona had regarding the 49% of Barca Studios, this was originally supposed to be with Orpheus Media. I don't know if you guys remember that we talked about how Barcelona had an agreement with Orpheus Media and the socios.com and how 49% of Barca Studios were going to go to these two companies, but they have ruled that off. Barcelona were like, okay, we understand that we have an agreement with these two companies, but we do have a bigger offer coming from Mexico. So this is great negotiations coming from Mateo Alemán and Joan Laporta. What a way to move this club in the right direction. So this does mean that we will be able to register the renewals of Araujo, Sergio Roberto, and Marcos Alonso. We're also going to be able to register our brand new signings like Gundogan, Inigo Martinez, and Oriol Romeo. And also I forgot Inaki Peña. Inaki Peña was supposed to be a player that was supposed to be with us in terms of the registration, but because we renewed him, he was another pending player, but he is also going to be a registered player because of this deal. And also this means that Barcelona are going to be able to register Vitor Roque if he ends up becoming available. Now, let's also be aware of this. Vitor has just been knocked out from the Copa tournament in Brazil. He scored, I believe, 1 to 2 goals that led towards his team being on a 3-3 tie, but they lost in penalties. And now that this team have been knocked out from the Copa and Vitor is free, now he has all the reasons in the world on why he should be joining us in the summer and not wait until January 2024. So again, very exciting stuff. So seeing how we're also going to be having more resources left after registering all of these players, and also with the inclusion of selling Kessié, Dembélé, potentially Lenglet, and Serginho Dest, now the question becomes, okay, once we do register all of these players, who do we sign next? Because there's clearly going to be more room to introduce new players. And I think that it's going to come down to signing a right back and a central midfielder or a left winger. You guys know where I'm going to be going with this. This is going to go based off what Xavi has been asking in the past 2 weeks. He clearly said to the media that Barcelona needs to sign a pure right back and a central midfielder. And he even did say yesterday after the match between Tottenham and Barcelona that Barcelona do need reinforcements, and the board does know that. And the players that do come into mind based off what we have been hearing is Cancelo as the pure right back and Bernardo Silva or Neymar Jr. Neymar Jr. was not supposed to be part of this equation, but because Neymar has offered himself to Barcelona and he wants to move, now he's going to be in the conversations. Now, ideally for me, just in my opinion, right, I don't think that this is gonna happen. It's just my fantasy signing, but I would love for Barcelona to sign Kimmich. If we can sign Cancelo and Kimmich, I would be 100% satisfied. But there is nothing regarding Kimmich in Barcelona. I'm just putting it out there. I would love to sign the player so he can be paired with Frenkie de Jong and we can have Gundogan and Pedri up top. It would be amazing and it would be one hell of a midfield. But because we are talking about a right back, what is the latest regarding the right back position? So let me give you guys some more context. In this match between Barcelona and Tottenham, it was so clear that we did need a right back. We saw how Araujo was starting in the right back position. The only times it does seem like a good game plan to place Araujo in that position is when we face Vinicius, who is like an unstoppable monster on the left wing. And usually in those games, Araujo is not required to go so up high. Usually Xavi commands Araujo to stay deep just in case Vinicius comes out and attack. So it works well, right? That game plan of Araujo being in the right back position against Real Madrid, it works very well. But when it comes to like other games, like for example, this game against Tottenham, or maybe in a game against Getafe or Las Palmas, like whoever, right? Those regular league matches, it's not a good idea to place Araujo in the right back position because most likely Barcelona will need to have game plays where the right back is going to be required to go go up high, make those runs, the overlapping runs, and Araujo is not built like that in terms of making those bursting runs. Of course, he is a complete athlete, but when it comes to those attributes and what you need to do on the right back position, it does not end up going well. And you saw how Araujo was making that bursting run on the right side, and he got that little niggle on his hamstring. I don't know if he got injured, or if it's something serious, but it seems like it's not serious. But at the end of the day, the fact that he had to come out from the match only because he made that bursting run goes to show that he is meant to play in the center back position full time. And then we have Sergio Roberto as our backup because Koundé had to go into the center back position. And I think that Sergio Roberto was solid. I'm not going to say that he played trash, but he was solid, but he's not exactly what we need in terms of becoming a pure right back. We need those overlapping runs. We need those accurate crosses, which is why many do say Barcelona do need a true right back. So Barcelona have been considering on looking at Arnau Martinez and also Fresneda as backup options to Cancelo. Now with Fresneda, Chelsea are on the run. They do want to go for Fresneda and pay that 20 million euros and steal Fresneda as one of our options for this summer in case Cancelo does not work out for whatever reason. So things are getting pretty serious in the right back position. Our options are minimizing, and especially if Fresneda goes to Chelsea, we're really going to be in some big trouble. I wonder what Barcelona thinks about Pavard. I don't know if Xavi is a big fan of Pavard. I remember that in the first 2 weeks of the transfer window, Xavi was asking for Pavard, but it just seemed like he was too much of a expensive option. But who knows now with this cash injection what Barcelona could do. But as of now, everything does indicate towards Barcelona signing Cancelo, and they will go for him in the upcoming days. So that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.